welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be more like a beginner eyeshadow tutorial. I had done why your makeup never comes out right previously, I would say maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and today's video is going to be all about eyeshadow. I'm going to pretend as if I'm a beginner and I will share every single thing I know when it comes to eyeshadow, you guys. Like, some people are still confused on what type of eyeshadow to use on their lid, their crease, their outer V, all those good stuff. Alright, so when it comes to eyeshadows, you guys, the very first thing I want to talk about is the types of eyeshadow we have, because if you don't know this particular thing I want to talk about right now, you're always going to get your eyeshadow application applied the wrong way, because we have matte eyeshadows, shimmer, glittery, we have pale shadows, so you have to know the different types of eyeshadow. Matte eyeshadows are very recommended to be used as kind of your transitional shades, and when we're talking about transitional shades, you guys, we're talking about eyeshadows that will help you kind of transition the rest of your eyeshadows. And when it comes to matte eyeshadows, you guys, it doesn't have any shimmer to it, it doesn't have any glitter to it, and matte shades are always recommended to be used on your crease. And then we have the shimmer are always recommended to be used on the lid. So when we look at this palette right here, you guys, you can see all we have here is all matte eyeshadows, meaning there are no glitter, there is no shimmer, there is no bling on this palette. This is a complete matte eyeshadow, and this one is from Profusion Cosmetics. So this is the eyeshadow I'm talking about when it comes to your transitional and your blending colors. Something like this will totally make a very huge difference with your eyeshadow application. And then moving on to this palette right here from Morphe. This is the Morphe 15H palette. As you all can see, we have some shimmery eyeshadows. As you all can see, what I mean by shimmer is you see something like this. When you go ahead and swipe it, it has kind of shimmer, and then when you swipe it on your hand, look, you guys, you can see it has kind of glitter and shimmer to it, right? But then when you go ahead and swipe, let's say a matte eyeshadow, let's use this eyeshadow right here. So you all can see it doesn't have any shimmer, it doesn't have any glitter, it doesn't have any pale to it. It's just kind of flat eyeshadow. Look, you guys, you can see there is a huge difference between these two eyeshadows. Let me go ahead and turn off this light so that you guys can vividly, oh, you can see. Okay, let me put it back on, and then let me just turn down my camera so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You see there's a great difference between this eyeshadow right here, because it has a lot of shimmer and glitter, like it's more shimmery, right, than this particular one right here, which is the matte eyeshadow. Like, matte eyeshadows are very important when you're going for your transitional shades, you know, eyeshadows that will help you kind of transition and kind of flow your eyeshadow application. We're gonna go ahead and start, but before you start, it's always recommended to use your eyeshadow primer, you guys. Eyeshadow primers are just like your foundation primer. You know, you can apply, I know you can, but it's not advisable to apply your foundation without a primer. It's just the same thing with your eyeshadow. If you want kind of the exact color payoff of your eyeshadow, as you all can see, if you look at this palette right here, you can see we have some very gorgeous kind of neutral tones and warms and, you know, matte shadows right here. If you want your eyeshadow to appear on your eyes, just as you're seeing it on the palette right here, you have to make sure you go in with an eyeshadow primer. And of course, we have different types of eyeshadow primers. We have the kind of the liquid eyeshadow primer. An example is the Urban Decay primer portion. It's more on the liquid side. This one is cream, and for me, I always prefer a cream eyeshadow palette, a cream eyeshadow primer, and this one is from Sigma. This is the Sigma eyeshadow base primer. This is kind of, I would say, my favorite. Apart from the MAC Laying Low Pen Pot, this right here is my favorite eyeshadow primer. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply it on the marble lid area. So you all can see this is kind of your marble lid, and then you can easily go in with your brush and just blend it out. And when I'm blending it out, I just like to kind of take it above my crease. You don't want to take it all the way to your brow bone, because you don't want your brow bone to be kind of white. I would say an eyeshadow primer is more important than even the eyeshadow, guys, because if you notice, sometimes even when you use an eyeshadow that don't have much quality to it, as long as you have an eyeshadow primer on, it will kind of help a lot on like if you don't apply any eyeshadow primer. And also, of course, you can always use your concealer as your eyeshadow primer. You necessarily do not need to go and buy an eyeshadow primer. You can use any concealer at all. You need just something to adhere your eyeshadow to your eye. When it comes to eyeshadow palettes, you guys, I have probably 30 different palettes of eyeshadow, but one of my favorite brands is the Too Faced. Too Faced has a lot of eyeshadow palettes. And then MAC eyeshadow, you guys. MAC has some gorgeous, very high quality eyeshadows. And then this one is Wet n Wild. If you don't want to spend much on your eyeshadow palette, you can definitely check out some eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore. This one is from Wet n Wild. And of course, if you want a wide selection of shadows, we have the Morphe palette. But today I'm going to be using my Morphe 15H palette, because as you all can see, this has some very gorgeous kind of warm tones. If you're starting out as a beginner when applying your eyeshadow, you don't want to use different colors. You just want to start from the basic kind of neutral eyes, and then you can graduate into the more bold, the cut crease, the liner, the this, the that. But for today's video, because we are bringing it all the way down for beginners, we're going to try as much as possible to keep the eyes very, very warm and neutral. Alright, so the brushes we're going to be using today is from none other but Beauty Crush Cosmetics. You guys, if you watch my makeup tutorials, you know I'm obsessed with this particular brand right here. I only use their brushes on my channel, you guys, and they have some amazing high quality but affordable brushes. As you all can see, I have this one right here. This has been sold out for quite a long time, so these brushes are back in stock. Like, look how huge their foundation brush looks. And then the powder, this one right here is the buffing angled, but if you still want to use it as your foundation brush, you can. These are like their 5-piece face brushes and also their eyeshadow brushes. They also have the pink set. So these are all the brushes I'm going to be using today. These are like the brushes I use every single time, you guys. Like, if you watch my makeup tutorials, you shouldn't be new to these brushes, and I really do love them. And for the fact this is Cyber Monday week, you definitely have to go check them out, because I think they are going to have Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale all week long. So go snag some brushes for your Christmas gift, for your holiday gifts, you know, any gift at all. And with this pink set right here, it comes with all the necessary brushes you need for your full face of makeup. They have the foundation, they have the contour sets, they have the eyeshadow sets, they have the highlight set. I'm going to be using their eyeshadow brushes for today's eye look. As you all can see, they have some gorgeous, look how huge this blending brush looks, you guys. Like, so this is the blending brush I'm going to be using for today's video, and I'm going to go in, I think, with this kind of warm brown eyeshadow right here. When you're going for your transitional shade, it's always easier when you go with kind of a warmer eyeshadow, kind of a warm tone eyeshadow, because it will help you transition. And also, whenever I'm applying my eyeshadow, I like to go, like I said, from the warmer colors down to like the darker colors. So as I'm starting now with this light brown, the next thing will probably be a dark brown, a darker brown. You got to go from up and then you build it down. So right here, I'm going to go right on my crease. As you all can see, this brush is just perfect to get right on my crease. And then when you're applying your eyeshadow, you got to go back and forth, back and forth. This brush is amazing. Look, you don't even need to stress it. Just apply, 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 and that's it. I love my fluffy blending brushes for applying my transitional shade. You know how sometimes when you apply concealer to clean out your brows, the concealer applies way too light, but then you can always go in with your transitional shade and just try and blend out your concealer so it doesn't appear so light. Then I'm going to switch over to the Beauty Crush tapered blending. I'm going to start building down right now. So I just applied this shadow right here. The next thing is to go in with this eyeshadow, this one right here. As you all can see, this shadow is a little darker than this one, which is what we want. So I'm going to concentrate it right below the transitional shade we just applied, and I'm still going to keep going in a back and forth motion, as you all can see. And one of the reasons I love this particular brush is the fact that it's just like, it's small enough to get right on kind of the depth of my crease. Can you see what I'm talking about by the transition? You see how this transitions, you know, from the lighter caramel brown to kind of the darker brown. And for the purpose of the fact that this is a beginner friendly eyeshadow, you guys, I don't want to use a lot of eyeshadows. I just want to make it very, very understandable and very easy for you guys. So we're probably gonna just use 4 eyeshadows at most, because you have to kind of get the hang of it first before you then start using 6 and 7 and 8 different shadows. Sometimes when I create an eye look, it all depends. I might end up using 5, 6, 7 different eyeshadows, but just to make it as simple and as helpful as possible, I'm just going to keep this one maybe to 4 eyeshadows. But as you all can see, I'm still using my matte shadow. There is no shimmer right here. If you go ahead and put shimmer on your crease, you guys, not only will it not blend the rest of your eyeshadow, it would also leave kind of patches. It's the same eyeshadow I'm using, but I'm just going to concentrate it right on my outer V. This is what we call the outer V area, you guys. So it's like a V right here and right here, so it makes kind of a V. So sometimes when I'm applying my eyeshadow, I like to kind of go in a V section. Look at this, and this will kind of help give you a smoky effect. Okay, so switching to a more precise brush, this is the Precision Crease brush. I'm going to go in with kind of a little bit of a darker shade. So we are moving from a light to a dark, and then we're going into the darker shade. So we used this, and now I'm just going to go in with this. As you all can see, this is more like a very deep brown. And for this one, I'm going to concentrate it right on my outer V still, and then take it a little into the crease. So it's all about building your colors, guys. Always remember to have your blending brush right by your corner, so that, you know, when you apply, you go ahead and blend. The fun of eyeshadow application is the blending part, so you have to make sure you have a very good blending brush and always go into blend. Blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. And sometimes with the blending brush, I also run it kind of in. And for the lid, it all depends on you. If you want to go in with kind of a shimmer shadow, you can. Just know that you're more versatile when it comes to your lid, because you can go in with matte eyeshadow or shimmer shadow or pearl eyeshadow or glittery eyeshadow. But then for your crease, you can go in with any shimmer, any pearl, any glitter. You only are restricted to matte. So I'm going in with this from my Profusion matte eyeshadow, and then with this, and I'm just going to keep the color right at the center right here. Also, if you want more of a very bright color, you know, for your makeup look, I would probably advise you go in with a glitter eyeshadow for your lid, because it's going to make your eye kind of pop. You know, glitter or shimmer eyeshadows just kind of opens up the eye. But if you want more like a cool tone look, I would, you know, advise you go in with a matte eyeshadow, just like what I'm doing right here. So you can see this look is more kind of, it's more neutral and also toned down. It's not bright at all. In order to make sure everything flows, you always have to go in with your brush and just blend. The next thing is to go ahead and finish up the look, and we have to line. It all depends on you. If you like your black liner or your white liner or any liner at all. For me, I just love my black eyeliner. An easy way to apply a wing liner is to go ahead and kind of pretend as if your eye is all the way stretched out. So something like this, I will just kind of draw a line like this, and then I like to go in and take it in. Something like this. As you all can see, it's very easy, but I need my mirror to come closer, and then just connect it. Once I have what I'm looking for, I just go ahead and fill it in. It makes it so much easier. I remember when I used to struggle with my liner, but immediately I learned this trick, you guys, it became so easy. Just draw out a line from your outer corner, take it in, and then fill it up. That's all you need. I'm gonna go in with my mascara. Like this all comes in handy, you guys, when you want to perfect your eyeshadow application. You have to apply your liner, you have to apply your mascara. If you want to get your eyeshadow looking like your favorite influencer or your favorite makeup artist, this is all, you know, they go through. This is all they apply to make sure their eyeshadow is popping. So you have to be open to that. I don't feel complete when I'm going for, you know, a nice eyeshadow application, or else I put on some pair of lashes, and I'm going to be using these lashes today. This one is from AllurebyAV. This is their Sleigh lashes. Something that will just make your eyeshadow stand out. That's normally what I have in mind whenever I'm going for lashes for my eyeshadows. If you apply your lashes when it's still wet, it's not going to adhere to your eyes. So you have to kind of make sure you wait till it's kind of tacky. Sorry, sweetie. I know. Sorry. Food is getting ready, okay? Oh, you need to mama. Daddy, my love. No. Sorry. Mommy's getting food ready right now. And you've been sleeping all day. I just said let me sneak and go and do a video. Okay, so we are done with part 1, which is the eyes. I would have stopped here, but just to make you guys follow along, I'm just going to quickly do my face. I'm going to be using the Hudabeauty Matte Perfection Makeup Base. This is just supposed to be for the eyes, but yeah, let me just quickly do my whole face, because I know a lot of you like it when I show you guys my whole kind of step of applying makeup. I think I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Mahogany. This one right here. Yeah, it's more on the red tone and probably a slightly darker than my skin tone, but I'm just going to use it like that. With this particular brush, guys, when you're blending your foundation, you don't even spend a lot of time because it's huge. Look how big it looks. So it just makes it so much easier when you're blending. 1, 2, 3, and you're done blending. So I'm going to apply a concealer, and this one is from Laura Mercier. As you all can see, this right here is a very nice warm yellow concealer, and this is what I need since the foundation I used is more on the red tone. So this right here is just going to help correct all the red. The blenders I'm going to be using today is also from Beauty Crush Cosmetics, you guys. Like, they have some gorgeous, amazing, high quality but very affordable blenders. Like, I'm so obsessed with their blenders. They have, I think maybe 10 or 12 different colors of blender, and they are very soft, guys. Look at this. Like, once you squish it, look, it's very squishy and very high quality, even though it's very cheap. I think this one is probably $8 or $9, guys, but the amount of work it does really does supersede the price. Yes. I'm going to slightly contour with my black opal stick foundation. Just put it right on my forehead, my cheek, my jawline. And to blend the contour, I'm using Beauty Crush Large Blender Contour. They actually have different kind of, I think their contour collection comes in 4 different brushes. So this one is the large contour blender. And I'm blending the contour, I just kind of blend it inwards. So to set my highlights, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So going back to the eyes, we're going to finish it up, and I'm going to go in with more like a smaller detailer brush, and this one is the BC228 smudge blend. I'm going to use it to kind of smudge eyeshadow under my eyes, and I'm going to go with this kind of dark brown eyeshadow and this darker one. I'm probably just going to mix the two and just use it to smudge the shadow under my eye. If you want everything to all look well blended, you have to go in and apply a little bit of eyeshadow under your eye. You need to apply mascara just to make sure your lower lashes is popping. For blush, I'm using MAC Love Theme with Beauty Crush Essential Contour, the Adhere Essential Contour, and just gonna put my blush right on my cheeks. I'm just using the large finishing brush to make sure everything is nice and blended. You don't want to have kind of any demarcation between your contour and your highlight. Okay, so for the lips, I think I'm going to be mixing these two lip liners right here, the NYX Espresso and Cappuccino lip liner. Then for the lips, I'm using ColourPop Trap. And this right here is my favorite inner eye highlight. It's from Cookie Cosmetics. And then to highlight, I'm going to be using either of these brushes from Beauty Crush Cosmetics too. I actually like their fan brush and this one. Like, these are my two favorites, but I'm going to use the fan brush with my MAC Oh Darling highlight. Pick it up and then... And yeah, you guys, I believe this is all there is to this video. I just wanted to do something like, you know, a beginner friendly eyeshadow application, because I know a lot of people still struggle with their shadow. And as you guys can see, I just used, I think, 4 different eyeshadows to achieve this look right here. Applying your eyeshadow is no big deal. You just have to bring out the time to practice. They always say practice makes perfect. So the more you practice, the more perfect you're going to get with it. And I hope you all found this video helpful. Definitely let me know what you think about this look in my comment section. Please don't forget to check out Beauty Crush Cosmetics for your all things brushes. You guys, like I said, they are having their massive Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale. Like, this whole week is going to be their sale week, so definitely try and check them out and snag your brushes. And also, please don't forget to hit that like button below, and also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And till my next video, I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.
You give me hope, something about you, yeah.